A woman who was genetically born a man has given birth to twin girls after doctors successfully grew a womb for her.
Yeah, Hayley Haynes was told that she would never have children after being diagnosed with androgen insensitivity. Shall I try that again? Androgen insensitivity syndrome. Doctors said that she'd been born without reproductive organs.
They actually, though, discovered she had a tiny fragment of a womb, so they used hormone treatments to help that grow. And 9 years later, Hayley and her husband used IVF. And now they have two bouncing baby girls.
Sensational. Hayley and her husband Sam joined us this morning from their home and with the girls there as well. Good morning to you.
Hi there.
Good morning.
Hayley, I'd imagine that every single moment you look at those twins, you look at them and then consider them to be a miracle.
I do. They are so special. And I think the journey that we've had over the last few years have just made them even more so.
Yeah, when you go through all that, you take absolutely nothing for granted. You suddenly forgive all the nappy changes and everything. In fact, we're the only parents with a smile on our face when we're cleaning up nappies.
That's brilliant. Hayley, just tell us about this androgen insensitivity syndrome. When did you know you had it? What did the doctors say about your prospects of becoming a mother?
Well, that was when I was 19. I was told that I had the condition where genetically I have XY chromosomes, so they're the genetic makeup of a man. But physically, I grew as a woman because the Y chromosome was faulty. So, as I said, I grew as a woman. I am a woman, but I just didn't have the reproductive organs apart from the small womb. At the time, I didn't know it was there, so I was told I couldn't have children. I was crushed. I was devastated. But then later on we found that we had a tiny womb, and that gave us some hope.
Yeah, finding out there was a womb was an incredible moment, because you go from absolutely no chance of sort of being more of a part of the child, if you know what I mean, to suddenly, you know, being able to bear it, and that is an incredible thing.
And I'd imagine that, Sam, as well, as your girlfriend and your fiancé and your partner, you're trying to help her through the idea that the two of you are never going to have children together, and that must have been really, really difficult emotionally.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of the broodiest bloke I've ever met, so it was something we had to go through together, and we both had to accept and think of what the alternatives were. I mean, the truth is it's quite an expensive procedure, and we didn't get any funding from the NHS, so the reality was, you know, we had to consider what surrogacy was like, and adoption. We had to think about all these things, because the chances were it wasn't going to work our first time, and so it's just miraculous that on our first go, given the conditions, given the fact that years ago she wasn't even thought to have a womb, that we've suddenly got these two amazing little creatures. We made two humans.
And it's absolutely lovely to see. Hayley, just, you were told that there was a fragment of a womb. How did a fragment of a womb come to be a womb which could actually bear twins?
Well, it was through hormone replacement therapy, HRT. Basically, the doctors prescribed it to me, and I was on a few different courses, a few different tablets. But over the course of the years, the female hormone that they then put in my body that I was missing slowly started to develop the womb. And then, as I say, a few years later, it was the right size, optimum size for bearing children.
Hospitable environment, they called it, which is hilarious.
Very apt indeed. Well, look, we're running out of time now, but as the girls are making their presence very known, but we will speak to you a little bit later on and find out more about this extraordinary story. It's lovely to meet you all this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
Thank you.
We'll see you after 8 o'clock. Thanks so much.
Hospitable environment. Perfectly.
I wish that we could show that to her 19-year-old self.
Absolutely. It's a great point, isn't it?
It's a great outcome.